Okay, awesome. So welcome to the David Imonitie recap call. The event was fantastic. My name's Katrina Ward, just in case you don't know who I am. I'm a Platinum 5000 leader within the company right now, well on our way to Chairman 500 because that's the vision, that's the goal. This year, we are going to be creating 50 brand new Platinum 1000s and above in this organization of wealth makers. Now, Saturday was an amazing event, but I know a lot of people couldn't make it. So what we decided to do is to put a little recap call together. We didn't say anyone has to specifically be on it, but we just put it out there. And we are going to just share our takeaways, the important bits that we caught from the event, that really stood out to us. So myself, I'm going to share my takeaway. Erica, she will share her takeaway. Linda will share her takeaway. Emmanuel will share his takeaway. Shondel's on the call as well. She was there. She can share her takeaway. I know that quite a few people on the call, were there in that event, and you guys feel free if there was something that really stood out to you, some game-changing information that you want to let everybody else know, feel free to let me know that you want to share that, with everyone, because it's a shame that not everyone could be in that event. But fortunately for us, we do have the major event coming up on the 28th and 29th this month. It's actually this month. I'm super excited. We're going to be in the VIP. There's going to be 10,000 members from all across the globe within IM Academy are going to be coming out to this event February 28th, February 29th. On the 28th, we're going to have live trading rooms. So if you've been enjoying the go live sessions on, with IM Academy, then imagine now you're going to be able to meet your favorite traders. You're going to be able to meet Kathy Kirkland. She's famous for growing her $40 trading account into over $1 million. You're going to be able to plug into live trading rooms, live trading sessions with Luke Longmire, Dr. Kathy, Christopher Derrick, John Dollery, so many of the top traders that we have here in IM. There's going to be live trading rooms, and it's a Friday, so you're going to be able to make live money at these live sessions on the 28th. On the 29th, you're going to have all of the company's chairmen. So all the way from $10,000 a month earners to $500,000 a month earners, the CEO himself, you're going to be able to see all the success stories. You're going to be able to be part of the success that's taking place in the company, really witness it firsthand, really get to experience it, and really get to basically see a clear mental picture of what it could look like for you to really take yourself to that next level of success. So if you want to see what it's going to look like for you to, let's say for instance, become a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure earner, you're really going to be able to see that in this event on the 28th and the 29th. Now, tickets are super cheap. Tickets are either general ticket is going to be is £200, or VIP ticket is £300. So that's pretty cheap for what you get. So also the keynote speaker for that event that's going to be taking place on the 28th and the 29th in Excel in London. By the way, it's the first European convention that the company is actually doing. There's never been an event in Europe before. I've actually always had to travel to the States, to attend these events. Last year, September, I went to Dallas to attend this event. March of last year, I went to Las Vegas to attend this event. The September prior to that, I traveled to Miami to attend this event. So I've always been prepared, to travel abroad to attend this event. However, the company is moving in the right direction. It's understanding that the UK, where we are right now, is going to be the next market to really explode. So the UK market is about to explode. And what Christopher Terry and, the senior leadership have decided to do is they've decided to put on the first European convention ever. So it's actually it's literally right in my back garden. I live in London, and it's literally right up the road from me. It's going to be in London. It's going to be at the Excel Arena. 10,000 of IM Academy's members are going to come out and come to our city. So all of the people that inspire us so much within this company, from the Chairman 10s to the Chairman 500s, are going to be in our city, are going to be here for this event. You're going to really get to witness the lifestyle that's associated with the results that you're able to attain, in this company. You're going to be able to see 23-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds that are living an insane style of lifestyle, you know, due to how much they're able to attain from this company, not just on the trading side, but also on the residual side as well. So if you're looking for social proof, if you want to know, let's say, for instance, how far you can really take this, you know, what this can look like for you, you know, in terms of the results that you're going to be able to create, then definitely this event, 28th and 29th of this month, you need to be in this event, because that, let me be honest with you guys, events are where you make decisions. Events are where you make the big decisions. Now, you'll see me, I'm always excited, I'm always fired up, I'm always pumped up, you know, I'm always like, you know, I always have a positive mental attitude. You'll never see me sad, you'll never see me down, you'll never message me asking me how I am and I'm not going to say anything but great. I'm always feeling great. You know why? Because I'm grateful. Yesterday we had a gratitude call by Erica and by Sylvia, and that call was much needed. You know, I am someone that's extremely grateful for all that I have and all that I will have, you know, and this company has played a major part, you know, in what I've been able to create so far, and it's going to play a major part in what I'm going to be able to create for the future moving forward, for myself, for our family, and also for my, let's say, immediate family. So I'm super excited about that. And one thing that, you know, these conventions have always done for me is made me see the end goal. I've always been able to hear from people, meet people, liaison with people that are no different from me. People that are no different from me, but the only difference is where they are in terms of their results. Someone that looks just like myself, from the exact same background, has been able to literally take advantage of this opportunity and has created an extremely high level of success. And, you know, I'm so excited for you guys to be able to experience that for the first time, you know, when you come to the Excel arena on the 28th and the 29th. I want you to be able to, you know, hear from the CEO, because I know we don't speak about the CEO much, so you guys have no idea about who the CEO of this company is, but he's actually someone that's extremely generous. Christopher Terry is extremely charitable, you know, and he's very close to $1 billion in net worth. You know, this guy is very, very rich. He's made a fortune from trading, and he really put this company together for the people. Like, if you look at the compensation plan, if you look at the products, if you look at the pricing, you can tell that it's not the company that's making the bulk of the money. It's us, the people, that are making a bulk of the money. Because Christopher Terry doesn't need to earn money from IM Academy's products and services. He already earns a fortune from trading. He has years of experience. It's probably, it's about 27 years of experience in trading now, you know, so he's an extremely profitable trader. And he's been able to attract, you know, some high caliber individuals to be able to come in, educate us, and, you know, be able to help us to earn money on a day-to-day basis, because those of us that are taking advantage of the products here that we have are really seeing the rewards and the benefits every single day showing up in our trading accounts. You know, those of you that are not taking advantage of the products that you have with your elite package, it's a shame. If you don't know how to take advantage of those products, definitely message us, your immediate leaders, and we're going to be happy to plug you into the products the right way to make sure that you're taking advantage of the services. For those of you that, you know, didn't attend the event and could have attended the event, I just want to let you know that's the biggest mistake that you can possibly make. It's very, very important to attend events, because when you don't attend any company events, it's very, very hard for you to be able to see what the potential of what you can actually, let's say, attain from this business or this vehicle is. Like, for instance, if you didn't attend that event on Saturday, you don't get to hear about stories like my good friend Natasha, who's only been a part of the company for a year. She's only been a part of the company for a year and has been and she's never had any trading experience. She's never traded before. Natasha has never traded before, and she's been able to become a six-figure trader in the space of a year. She actually joined the company December 2018. So it's a little bit just over a year now, and she's been able to make £250,000 trading with this company. No prior trading experience. Her background is that she was a social worker. She's a mom of two. She was a social worker. She's made £250,000 in the space of a year of being a part of IM Academy. That's the results that you don't get to hear about. That's the people that you don't get to meet when you don't come to events. So it's important for you to come to events so you can identify yourself, put yourself in a position where you can now see the success that you want to create. How can you be inspired sitting at home? you know, when you don't know what's taking place in a company. Let's say, for instance, I always encourage people to get social media. Why? Because you need to be following the company's chairmans. Let's say, for instance, like how are you going to be able to set high income goals for what you can be able to attain in this company if you're not seeing what it's doing for other people? You need to be able to see individuals like Chairman 250, Bryce Thompson. He's 23 years old. 23 years old, earning a monthly residual of 250,000 US dollars every month. 250,000 US dollars every single month at the age of 23. How are you going to know these things are possible when you don't plug in with what's taking place in the company across the globe? Get on social media, not to post pictures if you don't want to, but to now be able to focus on what you want. Let's say, for instance, you have a goal of becoming a chairman in this company, then you need to see what the chairmans are doing. You need to see what that chairman lifestyle looks like. Because one thing about success, it has to show up in your mind before it's going to show up in the physical. So if you want to be a chairman, you need to create a clear mental picture of what it looks like to be a chairman. If you want to be successful, you have to constantly be inspired. Whatever your goals are, you have to constantly be seeing the end result. How can you see the end result? Get on Instagram, follow Bryce Thompson, follow Nathan Samuels, 22-year-old, making 150,000 every single month from this company. How are you going to know how, let's say, for instance, how are you going to know what's possible for you to be able to produce with this company if you don't know about the success stories that's actually taking place around the globe? Wealth Makers is a very, very small group within a very big family. I am academies in 120 plus countries. So you may know me, you may know Erica, you may know Linda, you may know Sylvia, you may know Steph, you may know some of the other leaders that are part of Wealth Makers. But the reality is there's insane success taking place in this company, and we want to plug you into it. So I'm going to go straight into my takeaway so I can give the other leaders their opportunity to give you their takeaways. So my takeaway is really centered around what David Imonitie spoke about initially, the first part of what he spoke about, which was, he spoke about, jobs. But before I go into it, just want to help those that don't know who David Imonitie is, just to gain an understanding of who he is. So David Imonitie is someone that earned his first million at age 27. So at age 27, that's when he earned his first million from network marketing. Now, today, he's actually 36 years old. So David Imonitie, our millionaire mentor, multiple 8-figure earner. Today, he is 36 years old and he's earned 30 million from network marketing. Now, there was a process that he had to go through and grow through. There's something called time. Time stands for things I must experience. There's some things that he had to experience in order to become the person that he is today, that is worth it, that is worthy, that is capable of earning that kind of money, right? Let's say, for instance, if you only earn a certain amount of money right now, there is some growing that you're going to have to do to become the person that is capable of earning significantly more. Now, it's okay to be super ambitious. That's fantastic. But you have to, let's say, for instance, understand that if right now you're only earning £2,000 a month, if you want to now start to earn, let's say, 25,000 a month, there's someone different that you're going to have to grow into. There's someone different that you're going to have to become. There's a different mindset that you're going to have to adapt to become a 25,000 a month income earner from 2,000 a month. Because the reason why you only earn 2,000 a month right now is because of your level of thinking. Now, money has to show up mentally first. Money has to show up spiritually first before it shows up in your bank account. If you're a negative person, your attitude is in direct correlation to where your bank account is. If you want to change, if you want to grow, you're going to have to change your attitude, okay? Now, there are two types of people in this world, and David went over this at the event. There's two types of people in this world. There's the rich and wealthy, and then there's the poor and middle class. Now, the only difference between the rich and the wealthy and the poor and the middle class is the way in which they think, okay? It's a difference in mindset. There are so many rags to riches stories, and if you ask them what happened, they will tell you there was a change in their mindset. There was a shift in their mindset. The reason why someone becomes rich and wealthy, or even stays rich and wealthy, is that they have goals. And I always stress this, that it's important to have goals. Now, goals are everything. Your whole life is determined by goals. Goals energize you. Goals give you focus. Goals are your only exit from your past. Goals are your picture of what your life can look like. Yeah. So goals are your picture of what your life can actually look like. Rich and wealthy people become rich and wealthy because they set a goal to be rich and wealthy. I always say it. Success doesn't happen on accident. Success is intentional. So sometimes when people turn around and they say, oh, you're so lucky. No, luck is actually preparation meeting opportunity. Setting goals is a habit of successful people. Successful people consistently set goals that they consistently, persistently work towards until they attain it. Now, goals actually stand for go out and live. If you don't have a goal, you aren't living. You're just doing the same routine over and over again. And literally, that's the definition of insanity. Insanity is when you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. You're not going to get a different result if you keep repeating the same cycle over and over again. Now, poor and middle class people, they have jobs. There is nothing wrong with having a job, but only having a job, that's the problem, right? So David literally asked the audience, who has a job? Now, for those of you that have a job, the question is, how often do you think about your job? So if you have a job, how often do you think about your job? Now, those who have a job, how often do you ever look at the time and thought, is it getting late? Right? So let's say, for instance, you have a job. Do you ever look at the time and think, is it getting too late? You know, do I now need to go to bed so I can actually wake up on time, you know, so I can get to work on time? Let's say you wake up in the morning. The first thing that you think about when you wake up in the morning is, I need to get ready quickly so I can be at work on time. I need to beat the traffic. How many of you on your way to work have ever thought, I don't want to go to work today? The job that you have right now, does it require you to think while you're at work? Does it require you to think while you're at work? For most people with a job, their job requires them to think while they are working. The workday is about 8 hours. So for at least 8 hours of the day, you're thinking about your job. Even whilst you're eating lunch, you're thinking about your job. You're thinking, I need to hurry up and eat so I can get back to work. Let's say, for instance, if you finish work at 5 o'clock, by 3 or 4 o'clock, you can't stop looking at the time. You're thinking, I can't wait to get out of job, right? You can't wait to get out of work by the time that work is going to finish. I remember that routine. I used to finish work at 5 and I used to be looking at my clock from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. I used to be checking the till. Is it time to go yet? Is it time to go? Like literally. Now, have you ever had to take your work home with you? So you're always thinking about your job, even when you get home. When you get home, you're thinking about your job because someone pissed you off at work. You don't like someone at work. They don't like you. So when you get home, you're thinking about them and you're talking about them. But you do this Monday to Friday, sometimes even overtime. Is it safe to say the number one thought in your life is your job? It's on a subconscious level for you now. You're constantly thinking about your job. It's second nature now. It's part of who you are. Now, the richest man in the world to ever live was Solomon, King Solomon. He said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You become what you think about. So if your job is what you think about most of the time, you have become your job. Whatever you think about the most controls your life, dictates your life, decides everything for you, because that is what you're thinking about the most. It dominates every aspect of your life. The home that you live in right now, what determined that? It's your job. Your job determined that. You don't live somewhere better because your job said you can't afford it. The car that you drive right now, what determined that? Your job. You don't drive a better car because your job told you you can't. You can't afford it. Where your kids go to school, if you've got kids right now, what has determined the schools that your kids go to? Your job. You can't afford to send them to a better school. The clothes that you wear right now, what determines that? Your job. Your job even controls where you have dinner. Then when you get there to have dinner, it controls how you look at the menu. You look at the prices first before you decide what you're going to eat. Your job even controls your spouse. Ladies, when you took your partner home, what's the first thing that your parents asked you? What does he do? Right? What does he do? The bigger problem, however, is what feelings come with your job. Now, I want us to do something quickly. I want you to, let's say, for instance, if you're on this call right now and you have a job, write the feelings that come with your job in the chat box right now. What kind of feelings, what kind of emotions do you feel on a day-to-day basis when you think about your job? Is it feelings of frustration? Is it worry? Is it stress? Is it anxiety? And don't be shy. No one is here, looking at what you're writing. What is it? Okay, so someone said anger. They feel anger. That's really dangerous emotion. That's how you feel about your job. Anyone else? How do you feel about your job? Frustration. How does your job make you feel on a day-to-day basis? So we've got anger, we've got frustration. Anyone else with a job? Now I know, okay, so your job makes you feel so limited, right? How does your job make you feel? Put it in the chat box. How does your job make you feel? Like when you think about your job, how do you feel when you think about your job? What's the feelings? Undervalued. What's the feelings associated with when you're thinking about your job? How does it make you feel? Stressful. So we've got anger, we've got frustration, we've got so limited, we've got undervalued, we've got stressful, right? So these are all the feelings that are dominating your mind, right? These are all the feelings that are dominating your mind. So basically, let's say for instance, for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Yeah, right, Max. Yeah, for 10, 20, 50, 30, 40 years, you're literally feeling feelings of, let's say for instance, anger, frustration. You're feeling limited, you're feeling undervalued, you're feeling stressed. For 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, these are the dominating feelings that you are having, right? Now imagine someone comes along with an opportunity, right? And then you don't make the most of it, because all you've been feeling for the past 10, 20, 30, 40 years is anger, depression, anxiety. So your mind is not geared towards success or abundance. When you come to understand all this, you now need to make a conscious decision. Will you continue to focus on your current situation, or will you start to focus on your goals, right? So when David was broke, after watching The Secret, so by the way, if you've never watched The Secret, go on YouTube, type in The Secret and watch the movie. So when David was broke, after watching The Secret, he decided to take a $1 bill and turn it into a $100 bill and put it on his mirror. So when I say turned it into a $100 bill, I mean he took a $1 bill and he drew 5 zeros onto that $1 bill to turn it into a $100 bill, and then he put it on his mirror. So every morning, instead of seeing his broke self in the mirror, he would see his goal, right? So are you seeing your goals, or are you seeing your current situation? Are you seeing your broke self, or are you seeing your income goal? Do you have an income goal? If you don't have an income goal, you're never going to make more than you currently make. So are you seeing your broke self in the mirror, or are you seeing your goal? David took and the last time I went to David's home, so I've been to David's home twice last year. He lives in Houston, Texas. We flew to his home twice last year. I went in February, and I also went to his house in September as well. And when we went there, one thing that I noticed in his bathroom was he had a $22 million bill, but he drew it himself with a Sharpie. So he had his goal literally there on the bathroom mirror. So just exactly what he tells us to do is exactly what he has as well. So he put pictures all around his house of his goals. Now today he's achieved all the goals he put up pictures of. So, and one thing I loved about David's house as well is that everything that he preaches, you can literally see in his house. Emmanuel was there with me as well. Emmanuel actually came. Was it once or twice that you came with me? Was once, right? Yeah, so Emmanuel came to David's once when I went as well. And one thing we noticed about David's home is that David's goals is all around his house, right? So he actually had, let's say, for instance, when we went into his bedroom, on a cushion on his bed, it says impact 1 billion. Now we know that David's goal, and this is part of the reason why he's actually going mainstream this year, David's goal is to impact 1 billion people through his voice and his appearance, right? We know that he has the I Believe Foundation. He has a foundation. He had a gala for the foundation very recently where they gave away over 300,000 US dollars. So his goal is to impact 1 billion people through his voice and his appearance. Now, he has that goal embedded in a cushion. He has cushions, in his living room that say faith. which I believe Linda's going to talk about faith, because that was her takeaway from the event. He has cushions in his living room and they say faith. But let me tell you, now, in some of his goals before was to get a Bentley. Like when he was broke, his goal was to get a Bentley. He put pictures up of the Bentley all around his house. He got the Bentley. He wanted, you know, certain Rolls Royces. Now he has 2 of them, you know, and he put pictures up. But every single goal that he ever wanted to achieve, he put pictures up everywhere. He put signs up everywhere, all around his house. Now the question is, right? Because the reality is, if you want to achieve anything that you want to achieve, you have to constantly be seeing it. You have to constantly be seeing it. Like, think about it like this. How many times have you not been aware of a particular car, but then all of a sudden, once you now become aware of that car, now you start to see it everywhere? Let's say, for instance, a particular Range Rover. You weren't noticing the Range Rover before, but now all of a sudden you think the Range Rover is everywhere. No, it's just you've now made yourself conscious of it. You've now made yourself become aware of it, right? So if you have particular goals, whatever your goals are or whatever you want out of life, do you have pictures everywhere that you can see? Do you have pictures everywhere around? If I came to your house right now, are you living in your current situation, or are you living in your future? Now, you guys heard Natasha. For those of you that were at the event on Saturday, what did Natasha say? Natasha said, if you come to my house, you can't see my past, you can't see my present, you can see my future. Natasha has made $250,000 from trading in a year with I Am Academy. No prior trading experience. Previously was a social worker. She's a mom of 2. She's now able to spend all the time she wants with her 2 children, right? But what did she say? When you come to my house, you're not going to see my current situation. You see my future. So if I was to come to your house today, can I tell from the pictures that I'm seeing, from the signs that I'm seeing, can I tell that you're going to be extremely successful? Can I see your future, or am I going to see your present situation? Because one thing David really teaches us is how to be able to live in the present, but constantly be seeing a clear picture of the future. Are you constantly focused on your future? Are you constantly seeing your future, or are you currently always focused on your current situation? Because if you're only ever focused on your current situation, let's say for instance you have a job that you hate, but your focus is that job all the time, you're going to create more of those feelings of anxiety, of frustration. Whatever you focus on expands. So if you say that you don't want something, but it's all you talk about, it's all you think about, that's all that you're going to create. But I mean, it is not, obviously it's not easy initially to live in the present, live in your current situation, but focus on a picture of the future. But once you start to practice it, it can become a habit. Now, successful people, what they actually do is successful people have they have success habits. They have simple daily disciplines. So there's nothing major about success. What successful people do is they have, let's say, simple disciplines, simple things that they practice daily, that compounds into big results. So you don't need to do anything super major, to be super successful. You just need to have a few things that you practice doing daily that compound into a big result. So what you want to start doing is you want to start seeing a clear picture of where you are going. Now, if you want to learn more about this, on my YouTube channel, I did make a Gucci Gala recap part 1 and part 2 about from the event that David did with us back in August, when he spoke to us about how to now start to manifest the desires of the things that we really, really want to achieve. So as I was saying, guys, what I really, really took away from that event is that people hate their jobs, but they've now become their jobs. So now your focus, without you even knowing, it's just now become a subconscious thing. You're constantly thinking about your job, and whatever you think about, you become. So every time as you're thinking about your job, as you're continuously talking about your job, but it's the same thing that brings you frustration, now you can understand why, your life is filled with frustration, your life is filled with lack, it's filled with anxiety, because those are the emotions surrounded by your job. But that's what you do most of the time. You're always at work. And when you're not at work, you're constantly thinking about work. So now you can see why your life is the way it is. But the reality is you have an opportunity here. You have an opportunity here to now start to change your mindset. Because one thing that we do, and oh my gosh, I just saw that Toby said that, his job makes him feel nervous. Now that's awful. Like, for your job to make you feel nervous, that's awful, because what he's basically saying there is that there's no security. Now, one thing I can tell you for free, you can't get fired from trading. You can get fired from a job, but you can't get fired from a skill. Hold on, let me mute everyone. Yeah. So the reality is you can't get fired from a skill set. So if you learn how to trade Forex, you can't get fired from it, but you can get fired from a job. So, I'm not saying give up your job, but I'm definitely saying start to focus on putting yourself in a position where you can start to create the results, that you want to see. If your job is making you feel all of these things, you now have a vehicle, you're now involved in a vehicle that other people are taking seriously. Why don't you take it seriously as well? Do you want to continue to feel this kind of frustration, nervousness, lack, limitation for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years? Can you see yourself doing what you're currently doing right now for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and then retiring at a particular age and then enjoying life after retirement? You're in a vehicle now where there's a lot of success surrounding you, and you have the ability to duplicate the same success. Like, the people that you see that have created the success are not extraordinary individuals. There's nothing special about them. There's nothing extraordinary about David Imonitie. He was just like me, same background, working in retail. His story is the same as mine. He was working in retail. That's what he was doing. He got given an opportunity. He understood that one simple decision can change everything. He made a decision, a conscious decision, that he wanted to change his life, and he plugged in with mentors, plug in with people that have the results that you want, and they're going to direct you on how to actually achieve it. So that was my takeaway from the event. It just really impacted me when David was speaking about the job, and it hit me like, wow, so many people hate their jobs, but the reality is they spend so much time at work, and while they're at work, all they're thinking about is the job. While they're driving home from work, driving to work, all they're thinking about is the job. While they're at home, supposed to be spending time with their families, all they're thinking about is the job. I know some people that even take the work home. If they're teachers, they're marking work at home. Sometimes you speak to your teacher friends, and it's like they're busy on the weekend because they have all this marking to do and stuff like that. So and the reality is their job doesn't have any positive emotions attached to it. So you can now understand why someone's bank balance is so negative, because your attitude towards life is in direct correlation to your bank account. So that's all that I wanted to cover. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand over to one of our other leaders to share her takeaway from the event on Saturday. So Erica, or Linda, who's first? Erica or Linda, who wants to go first? Okay. I think I'd made Erica co-host. So Erica, are you here? Okay, I don't think Erica's here. So what I'll do is I'm gonna make you host, Linda, and you can share your takeaway. Okay, Linda, the floor is yours. What was your major takeaway from the IM event on Saturday with David Imonitie? Share it with the people. Okay, Erica's here. Okay, Erica, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can't see you though.
Okay, 1 second.
Guys, Erica's in the loo. Just give her a moment.
1 second. I was just.
Yes, sure you were.
Can you see?
Yes, we can see you now. I'm going now. So over to you.
Okay, amazing. Thank you very much, Kat. Thank you very much, everyone, for plugging in today. It's literally Monday. We had our beautiful call with Sylvia yesterday. Literally, guys, I'm not going to speak much. Sabrina actually went through certain parts, but I believe that I'm just going to go. Who's making the noise?
Erica, just mute everyone.
Yeah, I think it's better now. It's better now? Can you all?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Amazing, amazing. So as I was saying, Katrina, she actually went through majority of the things. There is not really much for me to be talking about. But one of the things that literally called my attention was when David says the key to your success are in the things you. Can someone guess what is the key for your success? Because many times when we meet entrepreneurs, many times when we see millionaires, we always ask, what are the keys? What are the keys? If we see David, you're probably going to ask him, David, what is the key to your success? What did you do to make yourself successful? And many people, they actually think like, oh my gosh, I have to work this amount of hours, I have to meet this amount of people, I have, but they eventually they forget what is the most important, which is the spiritual side, which Katrina was speaking a little bit about it. So David went through with that on the event. If you wasn't at the event, you have committed one of the biggest mistakes of your life. I can guarantee to you. And I'm telling you, if you don't have your ticket for I am London, I can tell you how your 2020 will be. It will be very similar from 2019. I can guarantee you for sure, because 2020 I am convention is a must. Is a must for me, is a must for Katrina, is a must for all the chairmen, is a must for all of us, because what we're going to be able to see, what we're going to be able to experience is nothing compared that we have ever experienced before. And I say this not because I've never been to a convention before. This will be my first convention, but because I had an experience this Saturday with David that I can tell you that didn't change my life. It changed my mind, and everything starts in the mind. So I'm going to go through with you what David says that is the key to success. He looked to us, he said, many of you already know, but you still don't do it. Katrina said already, the keys to success are the things you see, the things you hear, the things you touch, and the things you smell. So it's crucial. It sounds so, let's say, silly. If we stop and think, the key to my success is the thing I see, the thing I hear, the thing I taste, the thing I touch, the thing I smell. It sounds silly, honestly. But if you stop and think, how many of you, if you are in London or wherever you live in the world, how many of you have ever been to one of the most expensive hotels in your city? How many of you or how many of us have ever tried to experience even a tea? I still remember there was a day that Katrina called me and said, Erica, come and meet me in this nice hotel in Mayfair. And then we went to meet. And when I arrived there, Katrina was drinking a tea that has roses inside. And then she had this tea that had gold. And I looked at her and I'm like, what is this? She said, Erica, do you know that we can drink roses? Do you know that we can drink roses, tea of roses? And believe me, the corner shop of my house, they wouldn't sell tea that has roses inside. They wouldn't sell tea that has gold inside. This is only you're going to find in the most luxurious and the most beautiful places. And the truth is, what you see, what you taste, what you smell is going to make you to act in a completely different way. Let me give you a quick example. David was saying that David was giving examples in regards to cars, which I'm not even going to go through these a lot, but let me give you a more simple example. If you are the kind of person that, let's say today you go to a really nice restaurant, you eat a really nice food, and apart from the food, you know that sometimes the food can be really nice, but if the customer services of the restaurant is not good, you don't feel like you had a nice experience. But let's say you went to a really nice restaurant, really nice customer service, you were treated like the queen, people were serving you, people were asking if everything is okay, whatever you wanted, you had it, you had the most beautiful, the most amazing, the most tasty drinks. And then on another day from somewhere, you just go, you are hungry, you don't have the money, you don't have the means to go, and then you go to the chicken shop. How does it feel? I'm going to be very sincere with you. I don't enter chicken shops. You never see me in a chicken shop. There is certain places in London you never find me. There is certain things I would never say, because of these teachings that David has been giving to us. And what this is going to do to you, if you try to do this experience, this is going to start training your subconscious mind. So one of the things that David was advising us is that if we go to places that the rich people go, if we start eating the food that the rich people eat, I can even guarantee to you, probably majority of the people here, you still working a job. Why don't you take, let's say if you are platinum 600, platinum 1000, platinum 2000, or if you are probably someone who just trades, you don't have any money at all to invest so much, but why don't you at the end of February, before, after the convention, you take some money, you go to a nice hotel, buy tea. Go to hotel. If you're in London, go to
go Dorchester.
Go to Bugatti, go to Dorchester. Just sit there, buy tea. Dress nice, dress like the rich people dress. Let me tell you, everything there is different. The smell is different. The people look different. The people smile different. No one there is stressed. No one there is worried. And that's the things that David was talking to us about. And David was talking to us about acting, something that Bob Proctor as well talks a lot. So when you go to those places, you're going to have to act. You're going to have to be someone that you are not. So you're going to have to come out of your comfort zone and become a little bit uncomfortable because that reality is not your reality. However, the more you do it, the more you go to those places, the more you start experiencing those places. However, the more you start attending events, the more you start speaking with mentors, the more you start connecting with leaders, what's going to happen? The more you start acting, behaving as if you're already there, you're going to start becoming this person. Now, when you go back to your environment, you're going to feel uncomfortable. So what happens when we feel uncomfortable? When you feel uncomfortable, you're always going to do something to feel comfortable. If you're uncomfortable in your house, if it's dirty, what you're going to do? You're going to have to go and clean. So if you're uncomfortable in an environment that is not for you anymore, you're going to have to want to work very, very hard to make sure that you have the things that now you know that you deserve and you desire. I'm not going to speak much. I just want to share with you our experience. I still remember when I was platinum 150. If you're in the call yesterday, I was telling you that it was very hard for me to go from platinum 150 to 600, all because of my mind. So I still remember that. That was the first day Katrina asked me. She said, "Have you ever been to Harrods?" And I said, "What is Harrods?" She said, "Harrods, you've never been to Harrods. You don't know what Harrods." I said, "No." She said, "Okay, Saturday, meet me 1 o'clock. Let's go to Harrods." If you don't know what Harrods is the most beautiful, wonderful, expensive shopping center in London. So she took me to Harrods. She said, "Erica, when you become P600, what do you want to buy?" I said, "I want to buy Valentino shoes." "How much is the Valentino shoes? Can someone guess?" If you are female here, you have been practicing while we have been teaching. You have been practicing while we have been saying. If you are here, you want to trade, how much is Valentine shoes? Can any of the ladies write it down the price for me? Because what is the point for you trading, doing networking, if you are not interested in nice stuff? Can someone tell me how much is a pair? Normal pair of Valentino shoes. Anyone? Come on. I'm not gonna accept that. If no one, am I seeing properly? No one is replying. God, please. I'm gonna be very sad. No one is typing. Someone has to try. If you don't type, I'm not gonna stop.
Erica, they don't know what you know. They don't know about the spiritual side of success.
Annie, not you. Okay, Annie said 600. Leader say 800. Who else, please? And I want you, please, to go and research Valentino shoes and Boston Wealth Makers. Tonight, we're going to be speaking about the things that we want to get. Another price. Like, how many females we have in this chat? We have Adenike, Amina, Bola, Charity. Who else we've got? Ladies, I want price. We need to know all these.
Shondell, Sani, Chike, Zita, Oyin.
Okay, I want prices. I'm not going to stop. We won't carry on. 1,000, Chike. 600, another one. 1,600, please. What was the question again? How much is a pair of average Valentino shoes? Lola, the last one. Girls, 950. Great. Thank you, girls. Thank you. So the main reason I did this is exactly the same thing that Katrina did to me. She stretched my mind. So what I did with you now, I stretch your mind. Believe me, if you want it or not, you're always going to remember me. And you're always going to remember Valentino shoes. That girl, she asked, how much is a pair of Valentino shoes? Let me go and check which Valentino she's talking about. I'll send you the picture. So back then, no, until now, the Valentino shoe was 650 pounds. 650 pounds. So exactly the platinum 600. She said, Erica, if you get your platinum 600, you just come and get the shoes. Guess what I did? She told me, try the shoes that you want. I went there, I tried the shoes. I loved it. Let me tell you, in the same week, I did my platinum 600. And guess why? Because now I knew exactly what I wanted. It wasn't just, I want to retire my mom. I want to be able to buy this. Now I knew exactly what I would get. So just for you to see that this that David is saying is really, really, really real, that the things that you see, the things that you touch, the things that you smell is really the key of your success.
Erica, mention the fact that if they notice that us, the leaders, we don't talk about certain things.
Sorry?
Mention the fact that as the leaders, there's certain things that we don't say.
Oh, yes. As the leaders, there is certain things that we don't say. As an example, if I go out with Katrina and I look to a thing, I'll never say, I can afford this Chanel bag. I can't afford this Bentley. I can afford everything. Everything that I want, I will get. Every single thing. It's just time. And I need to train my mind because I understand that my subconscious mind doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. And please, ladies, this exercise is going to be for all the ladies. I want you to go to Instagram. I want you to go to the shops this week. Today's Monday. We have until Saturday, Sunday. I want you to really act as if you're rich already. Even the tops you're going to be wearing, it needs to look rich. You're going to do something that's going to take you out of your comfort zone. And that's what David was talking about. You're doing things that will take you out of your comfort zone. Even speaking on the team chat, if you live, let's say in Nigeria, come on, I've been watching some crazy Instagram stuffs in Nigeria and then I'm like, wow, is this America war? So if you're in Nigeria, I'm sorry, you have to go to the places that even if it's just to sit down and take a picture, you gotta go. You have to go. So there is no excuses. If you're in Paris, Mary, can you hear me? You're in Paris? I'm sorry. You gotta go to that Louis Vuitton. You have to sit down there. You need to try that bag. And let me tell you, if you do those things, nothing will be impossible for you. There is so many things that I want that if I would know this so much earlier, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. I would be probably way, 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 way in a greater place or doing something completely different. But God knows why I was only able to know those things now. So I want you guys to understand that the secret of this life, we all have it, is already within us. It's our eyes, our smell, our touch, everything. And act. Don't think that acting is wrong. Actors are being paid to act. We also being paid to act. If I don't act, I'm not getting paid. I have to act to have a better life. So act every day. The way you speak, you have to act. When I come here and I say, hello, 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 how are you? How people? I'm acting. I have to act. Be comfortable in acting. Be comfortable, and you're going to realize that this becomes you. It starts being part of you. Come out of your comfortable zone. Realize who I want to be, who I want to become. Start dressing like that person. Start becoming that person. Because at the end of the day, you're only going to be able to attract those things if you are that person. You can't attract a P5000 if you don't behave like a P5000. You can't attract a six-figure trader if you don't behave like a six-figure trader. I'm sorry, you can't. So make sure you do the work first, the spiritual work first. That was what David was saying. Many people, they want to do the skills, which is to work. I'm going to invite a lot of people. I'm going to do events. I'm going to show up to events. Yes, this is good, but this is only part of the skill. But the most important part of the skills are this part, the acting part. This is very serious. When I heard about acting, it changed everything in my life, honestly, everything. So learn to act. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm being fake. I don't speak like this. I don't speak like this either. Trust me. When people see me, why do you speak like that? How comes you don't go to chicken shops? Because I don't like chicken. Chicken and chips? I don't do that. Where did this come from? Where did this come from? There is certain things. There was Katrina one day, she said, in front of a lot of people, she said, I've never seen Erica complain. Do you really think I don't complain? I'm a human being. Hello. We all complain.
No, you don't.
But I make sure if the complaint comes, I'm like, it won't come out of my mouth. It won't come out of my mouth. It won't come out of my mouth. And full stop. And it's an exercise. Exercise. So Kat, just to finish the call, I want to do this that we used to do a long time ago for the leaders. And let's do on the wealth makers, because we do a lot of German society, but let's post after this call the houses that we're going to get, the cars that we're going to buy. Let's stretch. Because if we don't stretch, we're just here working. We're just here doing things without knowing where we're going. And to say that we want to retire our mom and buy a house, 3-bedroom house, to be honest with you, as David said, this is normal. You don't need faith for that. Actually, to buy a 3-bedroom house, you don't even need IML. You don't need IM Academy. You don't need this. Get a mortgage.
You have not because you ask not. God wants to give you all these things, but you ain't asking big enough. You keep asking for God to fix that broken down, crusty car that you have, when really and truly he wants you to ask him for a nice, luxurious car that never breaks down. But you don't ask. You keep asking for God to give you help to pay your rent. God wants to give you a mortgage. God wants you to be able to buy the house outright cash, but you don't ask. He can't give.
Great. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this exercise. Actually, it's going to be before we sleep. So we see nice pictures. When we sleep, we dream with it. When we wake up, we know what we're doing. So this was my part. I'm super excited for the month of February. Make sure you get your ticket for the convention. I already have my ticket. I'm making sure everyone in my team has their tickets. And I shall see you guys. Thank you very much. And I'll pass to Linda, I think. Is Linda the next person on the call?
Guys, can we drop some fire emojis in the chat box if you got some value from what Erica had to say? Guys, she's an absolute superstar. I wish you guys could see how much Erica has changed since getting started in this business. She was very different, but what I love about this business, it's not just about the money that you can make. It's really about also the personal development, the person that you become. This is why her income now is more than it was when she started this business, because as I said, there's something called time, things I must experience. There's someone that you must become. There's a process that you have to go through, and then you grow through that process. She's grown through that process. The person that she is today is not the person she started off as. And you guys should get excited about the fact that you are not going to end how you begin if you make a commitment. So now the next superstar that we have is Linda. So she can share her takeaways for the event. So let me see, Linda, she's co-host already. So Linda, you can unmute yourself. Fire away, boss lady.
Okay. Can you all hear me? Yes, I think so. First, let me say, Katrina, thank you so. Oh, great, amazing. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to sit down with David, because literally after the event, Katrina called me, and David was in the cafe, so I was able to sit next to David. I was able to talk one-on-one with my millionaires mentor, with my coach, and it was just amazing. I'm so grateful, and I feel so blessed just to be able to be so close to David. But yeah, so what I wanted to talk to you about was just a little bit about faith, because we all know the David success formula, which is desire plus skill X faith. And what he said is that faith is mandatory for you to become rich, because faith is not required in a job. In a job, you do a certain work and you get paid. At the end of every month, you get paid. So you don't need faith basically but you need faith if you want to become rich. And what David said was that his whole life was faith. And also when you have faith, you're patient. You learn how to be patient, because that's what you need in order to have goals always in front of you. And there is a thing called applied faith, which is mental attitude, where you clear all your fears and doubts and direct it towards the desire in life. And because you need to take control over your mind. For example, what Katrina was saying, the difference between rich people and poor people, it's the way they think. Because poor people, they take a negative application of a great power of faith by thinking about poverty, about illness, about fear, about failure, about defeat, where they could be just they could just be making things easier, and they could be thinking about things and circumstances they desire and their goals. So faith is closely connected with the power of belief. Because I believe it was Napoleon Hill who said that people fail because of lack of capacity of belief. And belief is a magic word because it's the beginning of success. It's the quality you need to develop in order to become successful. It's one of the first things that you need to have. So it all starts with believe what you want, and then go get it. So you always need to, what we had yesterday about belief, you always need to express the gratitude of belief. You need to express that daily. And I think with faith is as well that life is going to test you. Life is going to test your faith many times, but you still need to push. You still need to grind. You need to have a tunnel vision, and you need to keep going. You cannot ever lose faith, because you're 100% responsible for your life, and you need to make it happen. So you need to, basically your life is exactly what you make it. I think that was that was super quick. But yeah, so this is just what I wanted to say. And another thing is as well, basically I think Manuel is going to talk a little bit about belief now, which is closely connected to faith. And I'm excited about the convention as well. I'm so looking forward to that. It's going to be my first convention with the Academy. I've never been to one, so I'm just so excited to meet all the traders, all the chairmans, Christopher Terry and all of them. And thank you so much, Katrina, for all the nuggets and Erica, the nuggets that you shared. I really learned a lot. There were some things that I never heard before. So thank you so much for this. And I'm just gonna pass it to Manuel now. So yeah, this was it.
Linda, thank you so much for dropping these nuggets on the call. I saw you sat there with David, getting his insight, asking him questions. And one thing that's very, very important for people to understand is that, someone like David, not just anybody gets access to him. You have to be quite a special person, to be able to sit down with David and get that one-on-one time. He is the #1 highest earning African American in network marketing. Network marketing, there's millions of people involved. He's the #1 African American income earner. Now, in terms of every race, he is the #7 highest income earner in the entire world of network marketing. So being able to sit down with someone, at his level, of his caliber, and for him to be as humble as he is, as giving as he is, as loving as he is, and really be so genuine about wanting to pour into us is really something very, very special that we don't take for granted, and we really, really appreciate. So Linda, I'm so happy that you were able to have that time with him. Now, if you got some value from what Linda just shared, just drop some fire emojis for Linda in the chat box to let your girl know that you got some nuggets from what she shared just now. Awesome. Okay, so now we are going to move on to Manu Pips. So Manu Pips, we know that you're going to come with the insight, because we know that you are very meticulous about information. So I can't wait to hear what it is that you have to share. So let me just make you the co-host, because everybody is dying to hear what it is that you took away from this amazing event. So Manu, you are the co-host. Over to you. You can unmute yourself and kick off, superstar.
Katrina, appreciate you, my mentor. Can you guys hear me? Just real quick. You can hear me? Awesome. So I hope everyone's good. I want to be real quick because the funny thing about being lost, everything's pretty much been covered. So, but literally this event, guys. Wow. If you were not there, okay. If you were not there, even though we're going over, and I hope you guys are good. Yeah, even though we're going over it now, if you weren't there was so much value poured on that day. And one of the top things that that really stood out to me on that day was when David was talking about the way we think, because as human beings, you know, we're programmed, like right from birth, we're programmed to think a certain way. We're programmed to look for what's wrong, you know, instead of what's right. Like if you, like most people, when they see opportunities, they, instead of thinking, wow, how can I actually capitalize on this? They think, okay, what's the catch? You know, what you know, this sounds too good to be true. So, you know, all these things that were programmed from a young age, now that is literally the difference between why only 3% are wealthy and 97% aren't wealthy. So in terms of, like, you know, changing that, guys, David was talking about, you know, your 5 senses, you know, and it was so, whoo, I mean, Erica touched on it already, really broke it down, like, you know, going to like Harrods. I remember when Katrina first took me to Harrods, I was just like, wait, is that for sunglasses? Is that how much sunglasses cost here? I was like, raw. And I was like, wait, shoes, just one simple pair of shoes of 500. What's the difference between this and Topman? You know, I was just like, there's levels. So your 5 senses, guys, whatever it is that you're looking to attract, okay, whatever it is, whether it's you know, a home, a car, you know, wherever that thing is, you need to actually put it around you. You need to actually get it into your 5 senses. You need to see it, you need to hear it, you need to taste, touch, whatever it is, you need to actually put it around you. And that really stood out to me because it's simple. Imagine your life right now is actually everything, all those 5 senses, okay, plus the thoughts that come from God and the thoughts that come from the enemy. That has created the life you have right now. All those things, okay? Your environment. So if you want to create a different life from the life you have right now, all you've got to do is put different things around you. Okay, if you've been around a certain crowd, you've, you know, hung around certain places, you know, been in certain cars. If you want to have a different level, all you got to do is put whatever it is you want. You need to be around that more. If you want to be a 6-figure earner, what would you be doing if you were a 6-figure earner? Okay, whatever that thing is, start doing it now. And that's what really you know, stood out to me. So guys, desire, that's how you create your desire for success and how you actually attract it. You need to put it around you. You need to actually, you know, go to the car, whatever car you want to buy, sit in it, smell the leather, you know, take it in, take it for a test drive if you can. If you have a friend that has that car, tell them, yo, bro, like, I know this car's expensive, but I'm looking to get this car, and you know, just let me drive it for maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe just take it out for the day. I don't know, but you need to experience what it is that you're trying to attract. Once you do, and you create the desire for it, you're going to attract it. So, and it's really that simple. So if you haven't attracted it yet, it's because you haven't created the desire. And guys, I'm going to end it there. I don't want to keep going on. So I really hope you caught value from that. So literally just put, you see behind me, I have the things that I'm going to have. You don't be surprised when you see me rocking in different things. Like, it's because I put it around me and I see it. every day. I experience it. I go, you know, Katrina knows, Linda knows. We go to these car dealerships. We sit in the cars. We experience it. We smell the leather. We take pictures, and it's normal. It becomes normal, and then
Yeah,
it's no
Emmanuel, tell
surprise.
them to take pictures in whatever they want. So if there's a particular car that they want, they need to go and take pictures in it, and now print the pictures out, put it on their wall, and rather than later, they'll be driving it.
Absolutely, guys. You need to do that. What Katrina just said. Trust me, do it. Take a picture, put it as a screensaver. You know, put it on your wall, put it in your bathroom so you see it every day. Let that, it needs to get into your heart. The word heart, you know, if you look in the first four letters spell here, you need to hear it. You need to actually get it in your heart. You need to see it. Once it enters your heart, guys, it's game over. You have no choice but to attract it. Like the self-confidence formula, it talks about whatever you know, it has to have it has to express itself. Whatever, you know, goes continuously in, it has to express itself through some practical means. So guys, put these things around you, okay, and don't be surprised when you attract it into your life. And on that note, I'll see you soon. I'm gonna pass it back to Katrina. And guys, I'll see you on the 28th. If you're not there, I'm sorry. I'm
just can't take
just
them
gonna say
seriously,
sorry.
right?
Sorry?
You just can't take them seriously if they don't show up, right?
I can't. That, if you're not there, whatever you do, whatever, you know, there's no excuse. February 28th. Every single chairman is gonna be there. Bob Proctor. Do you know who? Google Bob. If you don't know who Bob Proctor is, Google him right now after this call. Google him. He's the mentor of mentors. Takes companies to multi-millions, hundreds of millions, billions. Okay? He charges thousands to be. He charged, what was it? 40,000
Yeah, it's
David paid
40,000, and then you
to
get to
spend a
sit in
weekend with
that
him.
chair, the famous chair. 40,000, yeah.
Literally. And we're gonna get the chance to hear from him and actually maybe be able to meet him as well. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. If you miss it, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. But on that note, yeah, thank you so much for inviting me, Katrina. Thank you guys for plugging in. And yeah, I'm just gonna pass it back to Katrina.
Manuel, thank you so much for those takeaways. So basically what I took away from what you said is that whatever you experience, you believe. I love that. It's so true. Whatever you experience, you believe. So for instance, if there is something that you claim that you want, then you have to go out there and put the experience behind it so that you can get the desires into your heart, right? So let's say, for instance, let's say there's something that you want to achieve. You can't really have a strong desire for something you've never experienced. So if you're just saying that you want to own a Bentley, have you actually sat in a Bentley? How are you going to Bentley if you don't know what it feels like to drive a Bentley? Do you get what I mean? And this is what David spoke about. Remember when David said that, let's say, for instance, you drive what's like a Toyota Prius or something. Let's say you drive a Toyota Prius, but then, you went to the Rolls-Royce dealership and you sat in the Rolls-Royce. When you get back out of the Rolls-Royce and you sit in your own car, you're going to feel very uncomfortable. Now you're going to have the energy, the desire, and the drive to now go after what you really, really want to attain. So if you really, really want to go after, let's say, whatever big goals you have, it's very important that you start to experience what it's going to feel like to attain what it is that you want. So whatever it is that you're desiring for, make sure that you go out there and experience it. I remember there's a girl in our team that recently I took her to Harrods, and I got the lady to put a 130,000 pound watch on her wrist, right? So I got the lady to give her a AP to try on, because she'd never been to Harrods before. She didn't know. She had lack and limitation. She had limiting beliefs in herself. She didn't know that someone like herself, I don't think there's anything about her, as in someone like herself, but she had this idea in her head that someone like herself, couldn't go to these nice places, couldn't have these kind of experiences, couldn't be treated in this way where people are waiting on her hand and foot, giving her champagne while she's potentially making a purchase. So she tried on the AP, £130,000 AP with the diamonds, and it was the first time that she'd ever, you know, been to a nice store, tried on something, and now finally believed that she could actually achieve it, she could actually have it. But the reality is, you can have whatever you want, you know, anything is possible, everything is possible to those who believe. So if you learn to believe for the things that you want, you can have anything that you want. If you see someone else wearing something that you want, if you see someone else with the lifestyle that you want, you can have it as well. If it's been done for one, it can be done for all. Whatever you see someone else have, don't envy them. Don't envy them. There's no lack, you know. God wants all his children, you know, to have everything that they desire, but you've just got to get it into your heart. What Emmanuel was speaking about, how do you get things into your heart? Your 5 senses, you know, your ear gate, your eye gate, you know, what are you smelling? You know, that's why David talks about the fact that it's important to go to the nice places, I remember when I first came across this information from David, I only started really plugging into this information at the beginning of last year, which was March last year. I didn't know about the things that David taught until I really started to listen to his information March last year. And that's when I now started to go to the really, really nice places. Now I started to feel uncomfortable in the places I used to spend time before. So for instance, right now you may be scared to go to certain nice places, but you need to go to those places. You need to go and spend time in those places where you think, oh, you know, I'm not at that level yet where I can go to those places. Go to those places. The only way you're going to start to feel comfortable in those places is through repetition. Whatever you constantly experience, whatever you constantly see, that's what you start to believe. So I became comfortable in a different environment and became uncomfortable in the spaces that I used to occupy. Right? So if you want to grow, and if you want to go to another level, start to spend time in places that you're uncomfortable. Sooner rather than later, that will be where you're comfortable, and you'll start to be uncomfortable in the places that you previously were. Erica was talking about the fact that there's certain things she doesn't eat. There's certain things I don't eat. And, you know, when I go out to a restaurant, I don't order chicken. I don't eat chicken. If you guys, you know, look at what I eat, you guys know I only eat steak or seafood, and that's it. You know, I don't eat chicken. I don't look at the chicken on the menu. It's just, yeah, it's like, and David spoke about the fact that his body, he used to eat like, what did he used to eat? Chili's or something like that. I think that's like one of those cheap food places in America. But now his body would reject that stuff. So you can actually now start to create what you want to be accustomed to, you know, so you can program your mind, you can program your body to only accept certain things, you know, because you are what you eat. If you eat chicken and chips all day, you're chicken and chips. If you eat burgers all day, you're a burger. You are what you eat. It's like how you've become your job. You spend so much time at your job. You're always thinking about your job. You're always talking about your job. Now you've become your job. Now you're always constantly displaying those frustrating emotions that you have around your job. You've become your job. So whatever you constantly think about, whatever you constantly do, you become that person, right? So Emmanuel, amazing takeaways. You know, I remember when we went to the, you know, Rolls-Royce dealership, the Bentley dealership, and I took all those pictures of you. I hope they're on your wall. But yeah, so if you got value from what Emmanuel you know, shared from the takeaways from the event, drop some fire emojis for Manu Pips in the chat box, because you know he's made you money before on these markets. Okay, awesome. Now, who do we have up next? We actually have one of our newest boss ladies, you know, to join the family. She's been such an amazing addition to the family since she's been here. It hasn't been a long time at all, but she definitely matches our energy. She definitely fits right in with the family. So Annie, it's your turn. I want to make you the co-host so that you can share your takeaways. Boss lady, we want to hear from you. We want to hear what you took away from the event. So Annie, I'm gonna make you the co-host. Do you want Annie? Yep. Annie, the floor is yours. You can unmute yourself. Let me see. Yes, super. Wait, let me unmute you. Okay, awesome. The floor is yours. Bye.
Hello everybody. Well, I haven't got much to say really. I mean, how can you follow up, you know, follow those big caliber really? It's just going to be repetition. So all I can say is, guys, honestly, If you were not there, you miss out. But it's not too late. We got a big convention coming, so just make sure you're there. All right. So you have the piece of action, because you can only grow. You can only grow. You cannot go wrong. Okay. You can only grow from there on. And yes, as Katrina said, as Manu said, as Linda says, as Erika said, it's all about faith. It's all about belief. All right. That's my takeaway from the event: faith and belief. Okay, because you have to you have to believe in this stuff, because it does, they do work, and and you have to practice it. You have to practice it. It's not easy, as Erika actually mentioned that, and it's actually not easy to do. But you know what? The more you do it, practice, believe, because it does happen. It doesn't matter whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, it doesn't matter actually. You just have to have faith, because the people before you, the people at the top there, they do it, it works. So what makes you think it's not going to work? And the door is not closed, it's open. So there you go. That's my takeaway from the event, guys. I enjoyed it. I totally enjoyed it. And I got to meet David. Wow. So that was something. Did you see that fantastic picture of mine? I cherish that picture. I'm showing everybody, like, look, I met him. Yes. That was, I'm actually very, very grateful and humble, to be honest, because, Katrina mentioned something earlier. We actually sometimes take things for granted. We don't realize how big these things are, because how likely is it for us to just walk out and then just meet someone like that, have a word with it, have a hug? Hey, I had a hug from him. I mean, come on, and share a word, learn from him, learn from the master. These people actually cost a lot. If we can't actually afford it. And we got to rub shoulder with them. So we should actually appreciate that. So I'm eternally grateful, to be honest, with all the learning, with all the knowledge and everything. So yes, so that is my takeaway. I'm grateful and humble. Have faith, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much, Annie. That is so true. So guys, basically what Annie is saying is God blesses you more the more faith that you use. So the more faith that you have to have in what you're doing, the bigger your blessings are going to be. It's hard for God to bless you at a job, because you don't need to have faith, to have a job, to get paid from a job. You know that if you do these certain hours every single month, you're going to receive this specific paycheck. But when you do a business like this requires you to have faith. And this is why you'll see people like Natasha, who in the space of a year can have made $250,000 from trading with no prior experience, because that's a big leap of faith that she took. But God doesn't require you to have crazy faith. He only wants you to even have, faith as small as a mustard seed. You just gotta have faith, and you've gotta believe. But if you're solely just focused on a job, just understand that it's going to be very, very hard for God to bless you at a job, because your job doesn't require you to have faith. You know exactly what to expect every day when you show up at the job. You know exactly what to expect in terms of your paycheck every month from that job. But if you put yourself in a position where you're going to need to have faith, you're going to need to be able to believe in the unseen, God is going to grant you all the desires of your heart, because now you're believing in him. Because one thing you need to understand is that every single thing that you want to achieve in life, you're going to be able to achieve. Let me tell you why. And this is something David mentioned yesterday. The reason why you're going to be able to achieve all of these things is because you're not going to do it alone. You're not going to do it alone. You're going to have to, the supernatural is who's going to do it for you. God is going to be the one that's going to, do it through you. So if you think that, so whenever you think that, oh, I can't achieve something, that's because you think you're the one that's going to do it. But you're not the one that's going to do it. God is going to do it through you. So the more faith that you have and the more things you do that requires you to have faith, those are going to bring you the biggest blessings. Okay. Those are going to bring you the biggest blessings. So thank you so much, Annie, for sharing that. If you got some value from what Annie said, drop some fire emojis in the chat box and let her know that you took away some nuggets and you're glad that she shared. Okay, awesome. So next up, we have one of our newest additions. He's still in his first month in the family, and I'm super excited that, you know, he came to the event, because I see so many people in the business sometimes that don't make the effort to come out to events. And he's been in the business less than a month, and he's traveled twice now to London, and he's not even from London. He's from a different city. It's like about 4 hours away, but he still comes down, and he's 18 years old, guys. And one thing I really, really love and respect is people that dress for success, that dress how they want to be addressed. He's 18 years old, and whenever you see him, he's always wearing a suit. At the age of 18, he's been wearing a suit since he was 17. He dresses for success. He shows up how he wants to be addressed. I can only imagine if he's 18 years old right now and he's just gotten plugged in with us, and he's studying the right information every single day. He's listening to David Imonitie. He's listening to all the right audios. He's listening to The Stranger's Secret, The Magic of Believing. He's listening to Conceive, Believe, Achieve. He's listening to The Secret. He's reading the right books. He's reading Building an Empire by Brian Carruthers. He's reading Think and Grow Rich. His mind for an 18-year-old is expanded. So we're looking at someone right now that could potentially be rich before 20. He's definitely going to be rich before 20. He's got 2 years. 2 years to be rich before 20. And that's what I absolutely love about this business, is the fact that we're able to position anyone, any different age group, regardless of how old someone is. They're able to come in and have the success that they want to achieve. So I'm going to give the floor to Menashe, because he's definitely been an amazing addition to our family, and someone that I believe in so much that he is going to be a chairman in this company this year, because his hunger. One thing you have to understand, if a leader is someone that, it doesn't matter what results you have so far. That's not what defines a leader. A leader is a master of personal growth and a master of personal development. Menashe has been with us less than a month, and he is a student of success. He is studying the successful people. He's plugged in with the right information, and he's hungry. He's hungry to personally develop himself, to personally grow himself. Now, the direct correlation to that kind of mindset that he has is income. It's high income. Someone like him, you guys may be surprised if, let's say, for instance, 3 months down the line, he's earning 10,000 a month. I won't be surprised, because I understand his hunger for success, the desire that he has in his heart. You know, he's constantly plugging into the right information. He's constantly asking questions. Sometimes he's apologizing to me for asking me questions. I'm like, no, I want you to ask questions, because one thing I love is the people that call me every day and the people that message me every day. One thing I love is the people that come to the events. I find it very hard to pick up the phone or message people back or answer phone calls to people that don't attend events, because when you don't attend events, it just shows me that you're not part of the vision that we have here in Wealth Makers. You know, so someone now, so for him to be coming from 4 hours away, doesn't even live in London, is coming from 4 hours away, this is someone I prioritize. This is someone that's very, very important to me, because he is showing up, so I need to show up for him. So Menashe, I'm gonna make you the co-host so you can give us your takeaway, okay? All right, so Menashe, the floor is yours. You can unmute yourself. And yeah.
Hello, can you hear me? So hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Menashe Matiko. I am new in the company. I started a few weeks ago, not long. And I'm so excited because I attended the event on Saturday. And you know, something that I took away from that is, from David, is the 5 senses are the key to your success. And something he said is you need to be comfortable around wealth. So I actually decided to practice what he was saying the other day, of saying that you need to, you know, go out there, experience the richer things. So what I did was this. Today, I actually went to the suit store. I went to Moss Bros because there's some £1,000 suits I've been looking at recently, and I've just really wanted to try on. So I went to the store. I tried it on. I tried a £230 shirt on, and I took pictures in it, and I loved it. And then now when I came back home, I tried on my suit and I tried on my shirt, and my skin was feeling, and I didn't actually realize how uncomfortable my shirt actually felt. And you know, I've been wearing these type of shirts from Marks and Spencer since like what 2000, since I was 16. So now when I now feel this shirt, I'm just thinking, huh? Why is my skin feeling so itchy, man? Like, nah. I need to save up some. I need to work to get the £200 shirts. And I actually didn't realize, how how good it felt to wear something so expensive. And now I know I'm just gonna keep working. I've been talking to so many people. I'm so excited to be going to this international event in February. And David said that you should invite 10 people. But obviously, I'm going to try and buy more than 10 people. I'm just going to go as many as I can, isn't it? Because the more you do, he says, just 10 people and you could become chairman as soon as you can. Instead, I've decided I'm just going to go as far as I can. If I can get more than 10 people, great. If I get less than 10 people, no problem. I just try my best and I'm just going to keep pushing because that's what I believe. I believe in myself and I believe in every single one of you that you can do it. If you attend the event, that's unlucky, but you know what? It's very simple. That's me done.
Thank you so much, Menashe. You're gonna whip these older individuals up the ass, man, because they're not doing what they're supposed to. And you at 18, you're doing a lot. I love it. Guys, drop some fire emojis in the chat for Menashe. The fact that, he's young and hungry and a student of success. He's coachable and teachable. This is why he's going to go far. Because a lot of the times, the reason why people don't go very, very far is because they're not teachable and coachable. They come in and they try and reinvent the wheel and they think they know how to do it. But he's a student of success. David Imonitie said, bring 10 people to the event. I'm so happy that that's the information that stood out to him. He gonna bring those 10 people to the event. I believe 100% he's gonna do it. This young man, watch out for him. As I said, he's gonna be a millionaire before he's 20. Because his desire for success, his hunger, his drive, 4 hours coming into London. He's done it twice. He's been with us less than a month now. And, even, by the way, let me just say this, guys. He didn't have the money to get started when he saw the opportunity, but he borrowed the money from as many people as he had to put that money together to be a part of this family, right? He wanted it so bad. He borrowed £20 here and there, £20, £10, whatever he had to borrow from as many people as he had to get that money together to be a part of this family. So that's why I don't take any excuses, because I know that when someone is hungry, when someone has a desire for something, they will do whatever it takes to make it happen. And that's why I've definitely got his back for life, because I know how serious he is about this. And, he's extremely teachable and coachable. So can't wait, man. Now, the next superstar that's going to share their takeaway from the event is none other than Chike. So, Chike, I'm going to make you the co-host so you can share your takeaway from the event with all our family members. Chike, over to you. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, I have. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. It was a pleasure meeting you lot. It was a pleasure meeting Manu for the first time. And of course, you, Katrina and Erica. But my takeaway from the whole event was to first meet David. Just meeting him, it was a pleasure. Breathing the same air as him, it was absolute pleasure. Because I've been posting things of him here and there on Facebook, and people have been saying, oh, so you actually got to meet him? I was like, oh, yes, I did, honey. I did. And actually took a picture with him. Because I was pulling Katrina. I said, come on, girl, take a picture. I know she was trying to talk to people. I didn't care what she was trying to say. She just take a picture. So the takeaway that I took is we have to work really hard. Look, we go to these events, or people, you get told, you guys host these meetings almost every day. But the lack of action that we don't take, it's a problem. So we get given all this information, read this, do that, go here, do this, but yet we fail to take action, which is the biggest problem and which is the biggest trouble. So we don't do enough. These guys, they've gone, they do bend backwards for all of us to make sure that we're comfortable, to make sure that we understand, to make sure that we get the information that we need, but yet we don't do enough. So I learned a lot, and just being in that whole environment for me was like, wow, okay, I see now what everybody else is saying. When you go to an event, you feel differently, and that's what I've taken from it. I really have, and I can't wait for the 28th, 29th. I will be there, and just being with everybody who's just thinking the same way as you are, it's a pleasure. And it's absolute pleasure for you, Katrina. You are a great, great leader. You never say no to anything. So, yes, thank you very much, lady.
Thank you so much,
to
Chike, for
Yes,
sharing
thank
your
you.
takeaway.
Yeah.
Definitely one thing that was very, very important that you said is the fact that it's the right environment. You know, you get to be around like-minded individuals, because one thing I do find, not that I personally experience this myself anymore, but I used to experience it when I used to work, is that you can come to an event, you can be so fired up, you can be so pumped up, you know, it's such a positive environment, you're around people that, you know, have the results you want to create, they're so encouraging, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back to the workplace, and then there's Billy Gruff, these people now trying to pull you down, trying to tear you down, because they do not want you to escape from where they know that they're not going to be able to escape from. So definitely is a beautiful environment to be a part of. It's a beautiful family to be a part of, you know, to have each other. And that's why it's very, very important that we form solid relationships, form friendships with the people that are part of this group, because you may be part of a toxic situation, you may be part of a negative environment. I meet a lot of people sometimes in this business, their spouse is not supporting them doing this business, you know, their family is not supporting them doing this business. So you need to make friends in this business. You need to make friends with people on the same journey as you, because one thing is, it's not lonely at the top. It's only lonely when you don't take people along with you. Definitely all of us are going the exact same place, you know, and we all have each other. So we're going to be like, you know, next door neighbors, you know, we're going to be living in the same neighborhood. And that's one thing I like about David Imonitie as well. His mentor, Holton Buggs, who's made over 100 million from network marketing, he actually bought a house in the exact same neighborhood as his mentor. Do you see what I mean? So it's about bringing people along with you. So his mentor has made over 100 million. He's made 30 million. There's other mentees as well, and they've all bought homes in that same neighborhood. So, you know, it's a beautiful gated community. So thank you, Chike, for that takeaway. Can we drop some fire emojis in the chat box for Chike on that takeaway? And we're going to see you, girl, on the 28th and 29th
Definitely.
the event.
Definitely.
I am convention.
Thank you.
And we've got the final takeaway. We've got the final takeaway from no other than one of Wealthmaker's absolute assets. She's an absolute asset to this family. You know, she's very quiet. She's quiet, but this is a lady that knows what she wants. She knows what she wants, and she knows how to get it, and she's very, very serious about success. So the final boss lady we are going to hear from is Shondell. Shondell, let me make you the co-host so you can share your takeaways from the event. So Shondell, the host, you are the host. Unmute yourself and let's go, superstar.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but we can't see you.
Oh, can you see me? Can you see me? It's a bit distorted.
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, brilliant. Hi guys. My takeaway. Well,
what's
it could
that
have well
in front
been
of you, by the way?
Pardon?
What's that in front of you? It's like a world.
Oh, gosh, that sounded.
But this is good because trading definitely allows you to travel the world. So I understand where you're coming from with your takeaway.
Okay, it's me. Oh, no, I think it's just a. Sorry, it's a vertical background. I'm trying to take off. Sorry about that.
It's covering your beautiful face.
Okay, so better now.
Yes, girl. We can see your hair now. We can see, you know, that beautiful, you know, physique. We can see your library, girl. We can see the books you be reading and filling that beautiful mind of yours. Go, girl. Go on, girl.
Okay. Okay. Well, for myself, it's definitely vision. Because that means something that's very, very important to myself. Because I've had some very, very dark periods where I really couldn't see a way out, and the only way for me was to visualize that. And for me, by visualization, that's how I was able to get to where I am right now. And so for me, definitely is vision. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet David as much as I would have liked to because of what the stuff was going on. We're not going to get into that. And that comes back to, obviously, having a vision and focusing on the vision and not what necessary in your present. So I say your present is not your future. So whatever happened in your present, sometimes you just have to, not really let it eat you up. Focus on your future and just do the actions. So I know Katrina and obviously and all the guys who are talking about, obviously, when it comes to like for instance, the material stuff that you want, the cars, the house, and so forth, to go to the car deal, to sit in the car, absorb the environment, the smell, the feel, and so forth. Unfortunately, I know it's not unfortunate. I know in some places, obviously, apart from the UK, from the affluent countries, maybe that's not possible. Some they may think of, okay, you're probably trying to rob them, so you guys may not have access to that. So one thing that with some of my clients that I get them to do is something called future want or future walk. So that is be still for 10 minutes, put some soft music on, make sure your surroundings is clear. Best time to do that is in the morning, when everyone's asleep, no distraction, everyone's quiet, and focus on your goals. So what are your goals? Okay, and how long are you? I mean, when do you plan to achieve these goals? Is it 6 months to 12 months from then? See yourself achieving that goal. What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? What does the people around you? What are the actions? Are they laughing? Are they crying? Are they happy? How do they feel? Are they giving you a hug? Then you come back, say 12 months, then you go back to 6 months. Okay, 6 months of getting closer to your goal. You do all actions to achieve those goals. What does it feel like then? Does it feel hard? Does it feel difficult? Do you feel like, okay, maybe I can't achieve this? Okay, are you doing the actions that you need to in order to get to that 12-month goal? Then you come back all the way back to 3 months. Okay, 3 months. How do you feel 3 months in? I'm trying to aim for your 12-month goal. How does it feel like? What actions are you doing? Are you actually doing your daily actions, your weekly actions, even your monthly actions to achieve those goals? How do you feel? Do you feel sad? Do you feel happy? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel like quitting? So all these emotions that you need to focus on, you think about, and I think we are going to fall down. We're going to scrape our knees. You're going to get bloody nose. There are times you're going to feel like getting back up. But God, Lord knows, I feel like that many times. But you know what? All you have to do is get back up. When you get back up, you can always fight another day. So that's when you got to say to yourself, okay, why am I getting back up? Okay, the reason why you're getting back up is because you have all those goals to achieve. Maybe there's someone else that's relying on you to achieve those goals. Maybe directly, maybe indirectly. Okay, so those things that you need to focus on. Then you need to come all the way back to your present day. Okay, so now you know the steps that you need to do in order to achieve those goals. You need to do. You know how you're gonna feel. You know how your friends and the people around you, how are they gonna feel? Maybe the house. You'll see the house in your mind's eye as well. You're walking around the house. You know how you feel about having such lovely, luscious surroundings. Your friends, your family, your dear ones. Okay, how do they feel? Do they kind of say, wow, you've made it, you've done it? So all these feelings, you evoke all these feelings just every single day. Just 10 minutes, that's all you have to do. You practice for 10 minutes every day. And I guarantee you, but not just wishing, and you have to put the work in as well. It doesn't matter. Every day, do something that will take you one step closer. This is not a race. Some is going to sprint and they'll get there a lot quicker than you are. Some is a marathon. Some may take a year, 2 years, 5 years. By the end of the day, it's like once you don't quit, your goal and your future will not quit on you. The only time that you quit is if you quit. So that's a takeaway I got from David. I didn't get to meet him this time, but absolutely next time, no one will stop me from meeting him. Thank you.
100%, honey. Nobody is not gonna get in your way, you know, because do you know why you didn't meet him this time, girl? Because when you meet him on the 28th, when you meet him on the 29th, you are going to be in a far greater position where maybe you're going to be adding value to him. Do you get what I mean? So
Yeah.
so things do happen for a reason. But one thing that really stood out for me in your takeaway is the fact that you said, who needs you to be successful? So guys, based on what Shondell just said, I want us to do a quick exercise. I want you guys to get a pen and paper. I know you already have your pen and paper actually. And I want you to think about three people in your life, guys. I want you to think about who are three people in your life that are counting on you to become successful. Who are three people in your life that need you to take an opportunity like this seriously? Who are three people in your life that need you to become successful? Who are three people in your life that are counting on you to become successful? Does your mom need you to become successful? Does your dad need you to become successful? Does your siblings need you to become successful? Who in your life is relying on you, is counting on you to stop playing around with this opportunity that you have, that is a $6.6 trillion per day market, coupled with a 287 billion a year, network marketing profession? Who in your life needs you to take this seriously and stop playing around with the opportunity that you've been given? The same opportunity others are taking and turning into £250,000 a month. Yeah. So guys, write down, I just saw something on the thing. Yeah, so guys, just write down three people that are counting on you to become successful. Three people in your life that need you to become successful. Are your parents still working? Right? Are your parents still working? If not you, is there anyone else in your family that can change your generational wealth, that can now create a lifestyle of abundance, take away the lack and limitation that has been your family's history? Right? So I want you to write down these three names, and every single morning before you wake up, every single morning every single night before you go to sleep, I want you to read these three names. These people in my life need me to become successful. Because if you're not going to jump up out of bed for yourself, if you're not going to take advantage of this opportunity for yourself, take advantage of it for three people in your life that needs you to do this. You know, maybe they don't have the information that you have right now. You're the one with the opportunity. They don't have this right now. Maybe you need to create some success before they're going to be able to now believe in themselves. So you need to go out there and do it, you know, in order for them to believe that they can now have a better future as well. So thank you so much, Shondell, for sharing that.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. And next time, you're definitely going to be meeting David. I'm going to make sure of it.
Thank you very much, Kat.
I can't wait to see every single person on this call at the event on the 28th and 29th. And if you want to have an explosion in your business, guys, you definitely want to make sure that you have people with you at that event. One mistake I've always made is I've never ever brought my team to the conventions with me. I've always gone by myself. But what happens is when you go to a convention yourself, you outgrow the people in your team. So you grow far past them, but they haven't grown to that level because, you know, they didn't have the opportunity to experience what you experienced. But fortunate for us, we're now going to the event as a family. You know, we have the Nigeria family coming over for this event in February. And that's one thing as well, because it's like, imagine there are people on this call right now flying from Nigeria to be in this event. And then there's people in London, there's people in the UK, there's people in Europe that haven't even booked their ticket yet. When there's people in our team traveling over from Nigeria, have had to apply for a visa, wait for visa approval, and are coming this month to London. And there's people in London not taking this seriously. There's people in the UK not taking this seriously. Now, I think it's easy for people to understand why when they message or when they phone us, you know, why we might not prioritize them, because they don't attend events. You live in the same city, you live in the same country, but there's people more serious, more hungry about their success that's willing to get on a flight, catch a flight to come here. There's going to be 10,000. Yes, and I see you put your video on. There's going to be 10,000 people in that event, in that arena. Oh my God, in that arena on the 28th and the 29th. And those who come will definitely be, you know, our priority, and we're definitely going to, you know, be working together to make sure that you have the results that you're looking for. So thank you so much, family, for being on this call. Thank you for everyone that shared. Thank you for everyone that came to catch up on what they missed, you know, because I know some people really couldn't be in this event on Saturday because they really do not live in the UK, or you know, it was difficult for them to get here. But for those that live in London, if you want us to prioritize you, definitely start prioritizing the events, because you're definitely making it clear that you're not a part of the vision that we have, you know, for our Wealth Bakers family, if you're not showing up to events. Because let's say, for instance, our vision for the family is to have 50 brand new Platinum 1000s and above in 2020, then definitely you already are letting us know that you don't want to be one of those 50 brand new Platinum 1000s and above, which is why you're not going to be at the event, because I've never met any Platinum 1000 that doesn't attend events. So have a great evening, family, and I'll see you on the 28th and the 29th at the IAM convention in London, the first European convention to ever take place, and in my city. Can't wait to see you here, Sylvia. All right. Bye, superstar.